Welcome to my channel, and today I will tell you about Nacht Faust, the vice captain of the Clover Kingdom's Black Bull squad of the Magic Knights. Well, let's start.
Paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath my skin.
Nacht Faust is a former nobleman of House Faust, the vice-captain of the Clover Kingdom's Black Bull squad of the Magic Knights, and a devil host. He spends several years working as a spy within the Spade Kingdom. Nacht is a young man with fair skin and a soft facial structure. He has long, black hair that is pulled up into a high ponytail and light blue eyes. He wears a plain cord necklace, from which hang 4 devil-connected relics. Nacht wears a dark-colored jacket with 4 buttons on the high collar. He has 4 blue belts around his waist and another pair of belts below with his grimoire pouch hanging off the left. His grimoire pouch has the Black Bull's insignia. His dark-colored pants are tucked into light-colored boots, which have sets of 4 belts. As a child, Nacht has black hair like his twin, but by the time he is 15 years old, he has dyed his hair a light color. At 18 years, he wears a dark-colored, long-sleeved shirt with a deep V-cut, a pair of dark-colored fingerless gloves with fur on the hems, a covering on his right thumb, and dark-colored pants, as well as dark-colored, knee-high boots. When using the power of one of his devils, Nacht sprouts a pair of black horns, and black markings extend out from the horns toward his face. Nacht has a scar on his left wrist from where Lucifugus's relic was destroyed. Nacht is a pragmatic and logical person. He knows that Asta has no chance of saving Yami from the Dark Triad alone. He believes that losing a fight is the loser's own fault and considers losers to be idiots. Nacht is not shy about expressing whether or not he likes someone. He is also unafraid of expressing his dislike of all the Magic Knight captains to their faces. He has very specific ideas about what is good and bad. Something is only good if it is good from the start, whereas something bad that becomes good, though a pleasant surprise, is still ultimately bad. Nacht believes that doing good does not make up for past wrongs. This belief likely stems from his inability to forgive himself for his actions. Nacht and his twin, Morgan, were born to House Faust. After the twins turned 15 years old and received their grimoires, Nacht hears about a foreigner with weird magic, so he investigates and meets Yami Sukahiro. The two get along and have fun committing petty crimes together. Later that year, Morgan and Yami join the Grey Deer squad of the Magic Knights. Morgan also befriends Yami and encourages Nacht to join as well, but Nacht refuses. When Nacht turns 18 years old, his parents tell him of the family's history of studying devils and bring to the underground training chamber. Nacht is overjoyed at the prospect and, over a short time, successfully binds 4 devils, Gimadello, Slotos, Plumid, and Walner, and masters their powers. One day, Nacht's father gives Nacht a bracelet linked to Lucifugus. Morgan, who snuck into the chamber, attempts to dissuade his brother, but Nacht loves the danger and declares that he will surpass his limits while summoning the devil. Nacht watches in terror as Lucifugus proves to be too powerful and kills most of the family. Morgan leaps into the magic circle and shatters the bracelet, cancelling the ritual and sending the devil back to the underworld. As he dies in Nacht's arm, Morgan tells of his dream for them to protect the Clover Kingdom together as Magic Knights. Nacht screams in anguish and begs the gods to save his brother. He then reprimands himself and decides to never forgive himself. After Morgan's burial, Nacht sits in front of the gravestone and cries. Yami wanders over and promises to make Nacht his vice-captain once he becomes a captain. As he leaves, he takes Nacht's discarded pack of cigarettes. As promised, Yami names Nacht the vice-captain of the new Black Bull squad. Nacht visits the base once before going undercover in the Spade Kingdom. Shadow magic is a magic attribute that allows the user to manipulate and travel through shadows. This magic attribute allows the user to manipulate and travel between shadows at will. In order to use it to its full potential, specific spells are required, which are stored within grimoires. The user can slip into shadows to hide, pull others into shadows, and travel between shadows, even ones that are far apart from each other. This allows the user to travel from one place to another, akin to spatial magic. The user can also transport a limited number of people through the shadows with them. This magic can also be used to immobilize someone who steps into a shadow or physically materialize shadows into hands to restrain a target. Shadow magic. Dark Garden Invitation is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user places their hand on the floor of a room, and shadows spread out, covering the floor and extending up the walls. Hands of shadow rise up from the floor, grab onto anyone else in the room, drag them down into the shadow, and drop them into another chamber. Unite mode. Canis is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user assimilates Gimadello into their body through shadow magic. The spell enables the user to contain and control the power of the devil, dramatically increasing their own magic power and capabilities. During the transformation, the user is covered in clothes made of shadow that give them a dog-like appearance. A furry cape and mantle are draped over their shoulders, and the cape's high collar folds over the top of the mantle. A studded collar wraps around the user's neck over the mantle and has a section of broken chain hanging from it. The user's horns poke through a hat. The hat's brim is pointed at the front, has two sections on the side that fold up and resemble a dog's upright ears, and splits into three sections in the back. On their arms are clawed gloves that reach up to their elbows. Similarly, their legs are covered by knee-high boots that have toes and claws and downturned collars. One of Gimadello's abilities, Pack, allows the user to spawn a group of clones from their shadow. Although the clones have dog-like faces, their Kai matches the user, so the user can easily hide amidst them. The clones are strong enough to break stone with their strikes and kicks. Like other shadow magic, the clones can travel through shadows, even their opponents, and ambush their opponent. The clones will not disappear until the user is defeated. Mana Zone. Dark Prison Hunting Ground is a shadow magic spell. After taking control of the surrounding mana, the user spreads out their shadow, shrouding everything in shadow and cutting off all light. The user's Kai is also hidden, allowing them and their clones to strike their opponent without being sensed. Shadow magic. Shadow Corridor is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user faces a doorway and extends the shadow from under their feet to the doorway, covering the entrance and forming a long hallway. At the other end of the hallway, an opening forms to the desired location. This spell can be used to cross great distances in seconds and allows for the movement of several people at once. Unite mode. Equus is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user assimilates Slotos into their body through shadow magic. The spell enables the user to contain and control the power of the devil, dramatically increasing their own magic power and capabilities. During the transformation, the user is covered in armor made of shadow, which gives the user the appearance of a castle tower. An enclosed helm covers the user's head with their horns poking out of the temples. A pair of armored boots cover the user's feet and extend up past their knees. Also, a pair of large shields hover over and move with the user's arms. The user's chest is wrapped in a sheet of shadow with a block-like pattern. One of Sloto's abilities, Toughness, greatly enhances the user's physical resilience, enabling them to withstand and move in immense gravity. Unite mode. Fellis is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user assimilates Plumid into their body through shadow magic. The spell enables the user to contain and control the power of the devil, dramatically increasing their own magic power and capabilities. During the transformation, the user is covered in clothing made of shadow, which gives the user the appearance of a ninja. A scarf covers the user's mouth, wraps around their neck, and hangs down their back. The jacket has a hood with cat ear-like protrusions, and the sleeves reach down to cover their fingers with claws. Their upper arms have 4 belts each, and several protrusions appear along their arms. A series of wrappings cover their chest and cinch the lower part of the jacket. Several protrusions also appear on their legs, and their feet are clawed similarly to their hands. One of Plumid's abilities, Agility, greatly enhances the user's physical speed, enabling them to dodge fast attacks. Shadow magic. Heaven's Shadow Second Sight is a shadow magic spell. After merging with Plumid, the user concentrates the devil's power to their eyes, enabling them to perceive mana and to peer through shadows to other locations. Unite mode. Gallus is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user assimilates Walner into their body through shadow magic. The spell enables the user to contain and control the power of the devil, dramatically increasing their own magic power and capabilities. During the transformation, the user is covered in clothing made of shadow, which gives the user the appearance of a bird. A bird-like mask covers the upper half of the user's face. The top hat has a feather stuck in the left side, and the devil's curved horns protrude through the hat's brim. The jacket extends down to mid-calf and has an eye spot-like pattern along the bottom. The shoulders are covered in feathers, and their hands become clawed. 2 large feathered wings grow from the user's back, as well as a long, prehensile tail with 4 feathers at the tip. One of Walner's abilities, Cry, creates over the user a rooster-shaped shell of shadow, which issues a loud crow that momentarily paralyzes those who hear it. This ability even affects higher-ranking devils. Unite Mode, Gallus X Fellis is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user assimilates Walner and Plummet into their body through shadow magic. The spell enables the user to contain and control the power of 2 devils, dramatically increasing their own magic power up to the level of a highest-ranking devil. During the transformation, the user is covered in clothing made of shadow. They have the feathered shoulders and wings and taloned hands of Unite Mode, Gallus, and the legs and hood of Unite Mode, Fellis. Covering their face is a bird-like mask with a mandible under the user's chin. Both devil's horns protrude from the user's head, and the long tail is tipped by both feathers and a fork. Shadow Magic, Monument of Atonement is a shadow magic spell. With an open grimoire, the user creates 2 halves of a large black tomb above and below the user and the target. The top half of the tomb has a large gravestone decorated in runes. Hands of shadow reach up from the bottom half and restrain the user and target, as well as pull down the top half. As the 2 halves meet, anyone inside is trapped within a shadow world that does not physically exist and contains no light, life, or death. The tomb then sinks into the ground and becomes a large seal. This spell requires an immense amount of magic power, on par with the highest-ranking devil, and risks the user's life since they are trapped along with the target. Despite the spell's strength, powerful magic attributes that can affect invisible concepts could be used to breach the seal. If broken, the seal expels everyone trapped within. And that's all. I hope you learned something new and interesting for yourself, and if so, do not forget to like, subscribe, and also click on the bell.